Newfoundland is getting hit right now with winds gusting to 100 kilometers per hour. That is an active wind warning from Environment Canada still in effect this morning. And that is not the only story we are tracking across this country today. From a recovering atmospheric river on the west coast to bitter Arctic air in the prairies, this is one of those days where Canada is doing Canada things from coast to coast. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, March 28th, 2026, and I am so glad you are here. We have got a lot to cover today. Warnings, wind chills, a major warm-up coming midweek, and a developing snow system for the prairies early next week that we need to talk about. So let's get into it. West to east, top to bottom. Starting on the west coast, British Columbia is in recovery mode this Saturday morning. Last week, Environment Canada issued rainfall warnings for Metro Vancouver and Howe Sound with forecast totals of 80 to 130 millimeters. That is a significant amount of water, and we are still feeling the effects on the ground today. In Vancouver right now, we are looking at 11 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. There is a 30% chance of showers through the afternoon. Nothing dramatic, but carry an umbrella. The bigger concern today is not the rain itself. It is what all that rain has left behind. Soils across the North Shore, Howe Sound, and the Seat of Sky corridor are still saturated right now. That means landslide risk remains elevated, and localized flooding is possible in low-lying areas. If you are driving Highway 99 up toward Whistler today, please take it easy. Check Drive BC before you head out. Conditions can change quickly when that ground is this wet. The freezing level is now dropping down to between 500 and 1,000 meters this weekend. That tells us the atmosphere is cooling off after last week's very mild and wet pattern. No active weather warnings in British Columbia as of this morning. That is good news. Now let's head east into Alberta. And the story changes significantly here. Calgary this morning, mostly cloudy, and the high for Saturday sits at -3 degrees. Tonight, we are tracking a 60% chance of flurries for Calgary. That is a pretty solid chance. Overnight lows drop to -9. Cold, but typical for late March in southern Alberta. If you are heading out on the Trans-Canada through B this weekend, winter tires are mandatory. That highway can go from clear to treacherous very quickly with blowing snow in the mountains. Edmonton is colder, sitting at -3 degrees today, dropping to -11 tonight. -11 overnight in Edmonton on a late March Saturday. Winter is absolutely still here. There are no formal warnings issued right now for Alberta, but I want you to pay attention to next week. Both Calgary and Edmonton are looking at snow by Monday, periods of snow returning to the forecast. All right, let's keep moving east to the prairies. Saskatchewan and Manitoba are next. The good news for Winnipeg today, you are actually clearing out Saturday morning. High of 1 degree in Winnipeg, partly cloudy by afternoon. Relatively quiet for the prairies. But here's the catch. Overnight temperatures drop to -9, with wind chill near 8. So the daytime is bearable. But tonight in Winnipeg, bundle up. Seriously, bundle up. Saskatoon and Regina are looking at similar conditions. Near 0, mostly cloudy and calm winds. No active warnings across Saskatchewan or Manitoba today. A relatively calm Saturday, but that changes early next week. And I really want Prairie residents to pay attention here. A weather system is expected to bring snow to the Prairie starting Monday, March 30th. Keep an eye on Environment Canada alerts Sunday evening. That is when things start to ramp up. Now let's talk Ontario. And we have got two very different stories in this province today. Toronto is waking up to 2 degrees this morning. A 30% chance of flurries in the forecast. Winds are out of the north at 20 kilometers per hour, gusting to 40. It is going to feel raw. If you are on the 401 or the Gardiner this morning, blowing snow could reduce visibility briefly. Allow extra travel time. Slow down and keep those headlights on, please. The good news, those gusty north winds ease off by late morning in the Toronto area. And there are no active weather warnings for the city of Toronto as of Friday evening's update. Now, Ottawa is looking at -1 today with a 40% chance of flurries. Slightly higher odds. Overnight, Ottawa drops to -7, and a 30% chance of flurries continues into Sunday. If you remember just 18 days ago, Ottawa-Gatineau was under an orange-level freezing rain warning. 2 to 3 centimeters of ice came down in that event, a very impactful storm for the region. Today is much calmer, but late March is still very much winter in eastern Ontario. All right, Quebec is next, and the story here mirrors Ontario quite closely today. Montreal is sitting at -1 degree this Saturday morning, mainly cloudy skies overhead. Wind chill in Montreal this afternoon reaches -11. Make sure the kids have their winter gear. 30% chance of flurries for Montreal on Saturday. Not a major event, just nuisance snow. Quebec City is looking at near 0 degrees today. Cloudy with possible flurries through the day on the autoroutes 20 and 40 this Saturday morning. Allow extra time if you are heading out early. Flurries before noon could make surfaces slippery, especially on bridges and overpasses. Let's head further east now into Atlantic Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. Halifax is at -1 degree today, with a 30% chance of flurries this afternoon. But the wind northwest at 30 km per hour, gusting to 50. That is the real story today. Those gusts are a remnant of the frontal system that moved through late Friday evening in Halifax. The overnight low in Halifax drops to -11. Cold and windy Saturday night. Now, St. John, New Brunswick, this one caught my attention. High of -3 today. And the overnight lows Saturday night into Sunday morning, and 7 in St. John, -7 at the end of March. That is well below the seasonal normal for New Brunswick. If you have outdoor pets, pipes near exterior walls, or plants outside, please bring them in. No formal warnings are active in Atlantic Canada today, but those temperatures are not trivial. And now, the biggest story of the day, Newfoundland and Labrador. 2 active warnings from Environment Canada are in effect for St. John's and the surrounding area. First, a rainfall warning, 40 to 80 millimeters of rain for the Avalon and Burin Peninsulas, with locally higher amounts possible. That figure comes directly from the active warning text on weather.gc.ca this morning, and that rain is still falling right now. Precipitation began as snow Thursday night, changed over to heavy rain, and continues across the Avalon Peninsula this morning. Localized flooding is possible, especially in areas with poor drainage or ice-blocked storm drain. If you are in St. John's, make sure your gutters and drains are clear of ice and debris right now. Second, a wind warning. Southwesterly gusts of 100 to 110 kilometers per hour. Local utility outages are possible across the Avalon Peninsula. Secure any loose objects outside. Patio furniture, garbage bins, anything that can become a hazard in those winds needs to come in or be tied down. Environment Canada issued this wind warning Thursday afternoon. It remains active this morning and is expected to ease by late today. Now, context is so important here, and I want to give it to you for Newfoundland.